You know that feeling. Late at night, you're alone, you give in, and for a couple of seconds, there's a release. And then, silence. The real question is the one that comes right after.
Honestly, what do you feel in that moment? Do you feel powerful, like you've conquered something? Or is it that familiar, sinking feeling that just washes over you? You have to be honest with yourself here, because the answer reveals everything.
And there it is, right? A sense of shame because you lacked discipline again. A deep physical drain, like your battery's just been pulled, and that mental fog that just clouds up all your ambition. You've just traded the most powerful force you have for a couple of seconds of a pixelated illusion.
I love this metaphor because it's so true. It perfectly captures the problem. You have this incredible, high-performance machine inside you, capable of, well, almost anything. But you're leaking the fuel every single day. You're running on empty and wondering why you can't seem to get anywhere.
And that leaked fuel, that's the reason for all of it. That lack of drive to get up and build something real, that anxiety that just gnaws at you, that feeling of being completely invisible when you walk into a room, it all comes from the same empty tank.
The diagnosis is brutally simple. You're trying to operate from a deficit. You can't project power, you can't project confidence into the world if you have none stored up inside of you. But what if I told you that this very energy, this fuel you're just letting go of, is the single most powerful resource you will ever possess?
We have to start thinking about this energy in a completely new way. It's not some dirty little impulse you need to get rid of. No, it is your own personal, internal nuclear reactor, just waiting for you to flip the switch and harness it.
You know, this isn't some new age idea. Napoleon Hill talked about this almost 100 years ago in his book Think and Grow Rich. He called it sexual transmutation. He studied the most successful men of his era, the titans of industry, the creators, and he found this common thread. They all understood, consciously or not, that this raw biological drive was the fuel for their highest ambitions, not a distraction from them.
And do not underestimate what we are talking about here. This is the fundamental creative energy of the universe. The very same force that can create a human life is the force that, when you channel it, can build an empire, compose a masterpiece, and literally change the world. And it's inside you, right now.
So you have to ask the question, if this power is so immense, why is the entire modern world seemingly engineered to make you waste it? There's a reason for the trap.
Just think about that for a second. Ask yourself that simple but critical question. In a world where absolutely nothing is free, why is there an endless, on-demand supply of the most potent distraction known to man, available with a single click? That is not an accident.
The answer is really, really simple. A man without his fire, without that internal drive, he's not a threat. He's a good little consumer, a follower. He's sedated by cheap dopamine hits. It's a pacifier for grown men, keeping them quiet, docile, and harmlessly glued to a screen.
The whole thing is built on an illusion of power. But the reality is the exact opposite. While you think you're conquering something on a screen, you're the one being conquered, becoming more and more powerless in the only place that actually matters, your real life.
But here's the good news. You can break free. And this is how. It's not easy, but it is simple. It starts by understanding that the struggle, the pressure, that's where your new strength is forged.
The moment you stop the leak, a pressure starts to build. And you will feel it. It will feel intense, aggressive even, powerful. Your first instinct is going to be to run from that feeling. Don't. You have to embrace it, because that feeling, that is the feeling of your gas tank finally filling up. That pressure is the fuel.
The process itself is like a form of alchemy. Step 1, you just stop the release. You conserve. Step 2, you sit with that pressure. You endure it. And then something incredible starts to happen. That energy, since it has nowhere to go, it starts to travel. It moves up from your base desires into your higher mind, fueling your creativity, your ambition, your very presence. And the last step, you consciously aim that power at your goals. And I want you to understand, this is not mysticism. This is pure biology. You are literally retaining vital nutrients, hormones, and compounds in your system that are meant to be there. Your brain and your body are being supercharged with the very essence of your life force. You're becoming a fully charged battery ready to go.
So what's the end result? What happens when you walk through the world as a fully charged man?
Well, the change isn't just on the inside. It literally radiates from you.
Think about it for a second. You know the kind of man I'm talking about. He walks into a room and without saying a single word, people notice. He commands a certain respect. His energy is palpable. That is not an accident of birth. That is the result of contained internal power.
The physical changes are undeniable. Your voice will literally deepen. Your eye contact becomes solid, unwavering. There's a vitality, a kind of glow to you, and people pick up on this subconsciously. They sense your power, they sense your discipline, they sense your life force.
This really breaks it down into the two paths available to you. The drained man, he reeks of desperation, and he repels the very things he's chasing. But the charged man, he becomes magnetic. He doesn't have to chase, he attracts. Respect, opportunity, desire, they start to flow to him because his internal state of power is just so obvious.
So this brings us to the end. You have the knowledge now. The theory is crystal clear. All that's left is a choice that only you can make.
That pressure, that fire, that aggression that builds up inside of you when you retain this energy, do not be afraid of it. That is the raw material of creation. It is pure ambition in its rawest form. Your job is to take it and use it to build your life, your business, your legacy, to build your empire.
If you remember nothing else, remember this. It's the entire philosophy in 3 simple words. Retain your power, transmute it, channel it into a higher purpose, and then conquer. Conquer your goals, conquer your weaknesses, conquer your life. So, the final choice really does rest with you. Are you going to continue to leak your power away, a slave to a cheap impulse and a flickering screen? Or are you going to plug the hole, harness your own nuclear energy, and become the conqueror you were actually born to be? The choice is yours.